Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. Excuse me as I set things up here, just getting all situated here. Just got done watching this. This might be a wee bit passionate just because I'm fairly irritated, and that might be an illustration of my feelings of the film. That film being Nyad, which was directed by Jimmy Chin, who was a mountain climber. I didn't even know this. He's a mountain climber and a documentarian. Okay. And Elizabeth Chavarosha. Fuck me, I don't know what she's saying. So basically, two documentarians uh, helming this biopic starring Annette Bening as Diana Nyad as a swimmer. I guess she's apparently a very famous swimmer, and she had a ambition to swim from Cuba to Florida, and she is much older in the present with Jodie Foster now as her lover, and what would end up being her coach, and she dares to make the swim again now at a much older age, and the film details her journey of getting to from Cuba to Florida. Now, it should be noted that I just found this out just because I was very, very curious to the validity of the story, and just the overall, realism of the story. Just so you guys understand, the actual stroke that she did, the actual thing that she did. Apparently, an article came out from the Los Angeles Times this past August, and I'll read it here just so you guys can understand what's going on. An August 2023 article from the Los Angeles Times depicts the very real effort Nyad put into her swimming career. She allegedly suffered through everything from jellyfish stings to unfriendly weather conditions to make it to Florida alive, which is how they depict it in the film. But in the aftermath of her swim, the World of Open Water Swimming Association failed to recognize the validity of her work in September 2023 after releasing an in-depth report on the topic in December of 2022. It found that Nyad's journey could not be ratified by them due to the fact that she had not followed their guidelines. Her achievement had been previously noted by the Guinness Book of World Records, but it has since been removed from the online listing. Nyad admitted to the Los Angeles Times in August that while she may have inflated some claims made about her achievements, what happened during her Cuban swim was real. Am I embarrassed to have inflated my own record when my record is pretty good on its own? Yes, it made me cringe. So, with that, in that statement as well, I think that what you should realize from that is that you have a story that is just, as pitched, just completely nonsensical and, completely aimless as a result, and just relying a lot on one's ego and a severe level of embellishments and dramatization. The one mark that it has, I would say, comes from Jodie Foster, who let's say puts in a fairly charming performance, even though her character is just a kiss ass, throughout the entire film. Because ultimately, what the film is truly about, because it's trying to make this whole hollow statement about teamwork makes the dream work. Teamwork somehow dictates how good the weather will be that day. The true nature of the film is stubbornness and a search for meaning in one's new life, and more so, very much so, about toxicity, especially and how Diana Nyad is represented, and just based off that quote and all that other stuff, it's just like, yeah, she's really just full of herself. It's a very humbling film. It takes a great degree of self-indulgence, predictability, and a level of ignorance in hopes that it's passive-aggressive energy, because it has like humor like television, similar to the vein of like Friends, where it thinks that being passive aggressive is funny. It's not. It's actually very irritating, and it can make me very annoyed. And it thinks that in doing so, it will lend itself to some understanding and some levels of resonance, rather than just being consistently annoying. Especially from the main lead, who I found the characterization, the performance itself is fine, but the overall just characterization, the development of her is like, she is just the most annoying character that I've seen this year. Absolutely the most annoying character that I've seen. Um, and what you get from it is a story that you just cannot take seriously because of who is of the type of character that's leading it. That's the character within such a story, and the way that it's just handled is just grooming her and just making her like showing her off a certain way, like, oh, look how great she is, and not hindering more on the realism of what such a thing might have been, which is that she didn't do it. She did not make it from Cuba to Florida. And now, as the articles come out showing you, it's like, yeah, she clearly did not make it. Because they also show you at many points that she stopped to hydrate and do all these other things. And it's like, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure there's guidelines. And as it shows, I showed you through that article, clearly she didn't follow the guidelines. Because my thing is that if you've got to stop at any point for a record, you're trying to set a record, right? If you got to stop at any point for a record, you didn't achieve the record. Plain and simple, you did not achieve the record. So it's like running across the country and then stopping on occasion, and obviously there are guidelines attached to that. So if you're not following those rules, then you didn't do shit. Okay, you're just running for no fucking reason. And for a large majority of this film, it seems like she's doing a lot of shit for no reason, and the movie itself feels like it's doing a lot of things for no reason. So, because what you get here is somebody who is just so full of themselves, so up their own ass, and so annoying that I wanted her to lose. And she did lose, based on my research. I'm glad that she lost, because it's a story that is a remarkably losing battle. And thankfully she did lose, because this is not something that needed to be validated. This is like, she needs some sense knocked into her. Like, she needs someone to tell her, like, you are old, you are annoying, and you will never ever get this. And I don't care, like, how many times you fucking did it. She did it 5 times, by the way. Like, you know what I mean? If you're out to set the record, you work your ass off, you do all that stuff. You should be able to try to make that effort the first time you do it. If your ass had to do it 5 times, you really weren't ready to do it, now were you? Because you're old. So I found it to be very annoying. I did not find the company of the character welcoming. I enjoyed Jodie Foster for what she was bringing, but it is a very, very stubborn piece, and just like the character, extremely annoying and really full of itself, really up its own ass. So, and the story, like the character, is full of shit. It is not. She did not make the journey. So just so you guys understand, she did not make the journey. She'll say herself that she probably made the journey because she's a fucking narcissist and she'll believe anything. Like, she's all about herself at the end of the day. So she'll say whatever she wants. She'll say that, oh, I made the journey, or, wasn't it great just what I did? I did pretty good, as she states in the article. That just illustrates, the type of person it is, and unfortunately the type of movie that you get. Like, just very, very just full of itself and very annoying. And redundant as hell. So, God. So yeah, so those are my thoughts on Nyad. I found it to be extremely annoying. But you guys know your thoughts on Nyad if you guys have seen it in the comment section below. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.